Voiceless. I thought that was voiceless from the first note. I was not sure, though. In the Golden Land, the quiet rain just kept on falling. In the arbor sat the sad witch, whose eyes had lost their glint, and Balor. Virgilia could also be seen there. She sat next to Beato, knitting quietly. Lambdadelta's game had passed the climax of the first twilight, and they were taking a short break. Gazing out at the golden rose garden soaked with rain, Balor thought back on the present, what was to come, and what had happened so far. To Balor, thinking was itself a battle. Even with the game stopped and Beato unable to speak, he could still keep on fighting. Virgilia suddenly stopped her knitting. Balor had noticed as well. Though none should have been able to visit this rose garden, they had noticed a silhouette approaching. Oh no, I already don't like where this is going.
珍しい。ここへたどり着ける者がいるとは。
あいつは。
Oh, please no. Please no. No, please don't. No, no. Oh! Oh, okay. Okay. I'm really relieved that it wasn't Erika. I'm really relieved that it was not Erika. It's Dlanor! Oh, okay. That silhouette, walking through the quietly falling rain without so much as an umbrella, was Dlanor. Please tell me she's alone.
素晴らしい迷路庭園です。バラを楽しむにはとても良い趣向です。
I have a feeling she's alone. I hope she is.
お前、どうしてここに？
お久しぶりです、ミセス・ベアトリーチェ。
Okay, she's alone.
いえ、今はミセス・ワルギリアでしたか。
久しぶりですね、ドラノール。さあ、こちらへ。客人を雨に濡らすもてなしなど、私たちは心得ませんよ。大丈夫。彼女は戦いに来たわけではありませんよ。
知り合いなのか？
天界の古い友人の一人です。
Old friends from heaven?
ずいぶん懐かしいですね。
Aren't you a witch? Or are witches allowed in heaven? Or did you meet outside of heaven, but... Yeah, I think they met outside of heaven because... Would witches be allowed in heaven? Well, that's definitely a question to bring up at the beginning of this video. Can witches go to heaven? I have no clue. I have no clue about anything with heaven rules or any of that. Maybe Dlanor could, say a few. I'm not for sure, though. I mean, she's a witch, so witches are connected with demons, so by process of elimination, I was thinking, would witches be allowed in heaven? But of course, she probably met, Dlanor outside of heaven, and she was just mentioning that Dlanor is from heaven. Quite the, question to begin off this video with, though. Can witches go to heaven? I'll leave everyone in the comments to, decide, because I don't know anything about that sort of question. I'm not gonna dive into that. I don't know anything about heaven.
懐かしいです。ミセス・ワルギリアは天界学問にも造形が深くおられる。
Interesting.
よく解釈をめぐって議論を戦わせたものです。
Oh! Oh, that makes sense, though, that she knows heavenly studies because she fought Beato with a bunch of things from heaven in episode 3, didn't she? I don't remember exactly what she's, sent from heaven, but Virgilia knew a lot of heavenly, weapons to fight Beatrice with. Yeah, she summoned a lot of heavenly weapons, like the Heaven's Guard. yeah, the Heaven's Guard and were the pillars also heavenly, or I don't remember. I don't remember too much, but yeah, okay, that definitely makes sense. That definitely makes sense that Virgilia has some knowledge on heavenly studies. And she somehow is connected with Dlanor. Probably because of that.
あなたとの数々の知的冒険は楽しかったですよ。またいつかご一緒したいものですね。
ええ。またいつかご一緒に必ず。あなたとはぜひまた戦いたいです。
They used the word fight, but it didn't sound like they meant anything unpleasant by it. It sounded like something old chess rivals would say to each other. Unlike Beato, it seemed that Virgilia had always acted properly and courteously. So she had many friends in various other worlds, including both heaven and the demon world. Surprisingly, Dlanor was one of them. Yeah, isn't she like a witch hunter, an inquisitor? It's really weird that she's friends with a witch. Dlanor, who had crossed swords with me just a short while ago, bowed her head as if to thank us for allowing her shelter from the sudden rain, and sat in the seat Virgilia pointed out, like a guest. Well, okay, since Virgilia's not really doing anything, maybe Dlanor's just giving her a pass. Like, she was only going after Beatrice on the board because Beatrice was actively, doing something with magic. While all Virgilia's doing right now is, just chilling out with Balor and Beatrice in the Golden Land. So, yeah, okay. Okay, I can see why Virgilia's not, being inquisited by the Inquisitor.
紅茶に希望はありますか？
何でも。あなたの入れた紅茶ならどれでも絶品です。
では、ダージリンを。
Darjeeling? Huh, okay, this is the first time I heard of Darjeeling. It's a type of tea, yeah? Yeah, it's probably a type of tea. Hold on. Alright, Darjeeling tea. That's a long Wikipedia page, but I'm gonna read it. Darjeeling tea. Darjeeling tea is a tea made from Camellia sinensis, variant sinensis, that is grown and processed in the Darjeeling or Kalimpong districts in West Bengal, India. Since 2004, the term Darjeeling tea has been a registered geographical indication referring to products produced on certain estates within Darjeeling and Kalimpong. The tea leaves are processed as black tea, though some estates have expanded their product offerings to include leaves suitable for making green, white, and oolong tea. The tea leaves are harvested by plucking the plant's top 2 leaves from the bud from March to November, a time span that is divided into 4 flushes. The first flush consists of the first few leaves grown after the plant's winter dormancy and produce a light floral tea with a slight astringency. This flush is also suitable for producing white tea. Second, flush leaves are harvested after the plant has been attacked by a leaf hopper and the Camellia tortrix, so that the leaves create a tea with a distinctive muscatel aroma. The warm and wet weather of monsoon flush rapidly produces leaves, but they are less flavorful and often used for blending. The autumn flush produces tea similar, but more muted, to the second flush. Tea plants are first planted in the Darjeeling region in the mid-1800s. At the time, the British were seeking an alternative supply of tea apart China and attempted growing the plant in several candidate areas in India. Both the newly discovered Assamica variety and the sinensis variety were planted, but the slope drainage, cool winters, and cloud cover favored var sinensis. The British established numerous tea plantations, with the majority of workers being Gorkhas and Lepchas from Nepal and Sikkim. After independence, the estates were all subsequently sold to businesses in India and regulated under the laws of India. The Soviet Union replaced the British as the primary consumers of tea from Darjeeling. As Darjeeling tea gained a reputation for its distinctness and quality, it was marketed more to Western Europe, with many estates acquiring organic, biodynamic, and fair trade certifications, and the Tea Board of India pursuing authentication and international promotion of Darjeeling teas. Darjeeling tea. Maybe I might make a Darjeeling tea video like I did with the orange juice. I'm just gonna make a whole series of videos of me just trying out, foods and drinks that come up in games. I'm definitely just gonna make a series of that at some point. Honestly, I'm in for it.
バトラ君もベアトもおかわりはいりますか？
ああ。俺もベアトももらうぜ。な。
No. Man, seeing Beato like this hurts the more she comes in the story. The more she appears, the more pain that occurs within me. As usual, Beato didn't answer. But if you quietly gave her a cup, she would sip it from time to time. There was still some black tea left in that cup, but it had already chilled. So Balor asked for a refill for Beato as well.
お噂には聞いておりました。残虐で知られた無限の魔女ベアトリーチェもこうなっては寂しいものです。
こいつはもうゲームには参加してねえよ。ゲーム版のこいつを操ってるのはラムダデルタだ。
存じております。ですが本来のこの世界の主です。そしてあなたはその主に招かれた正当な客人です。ですからこうしてご挨拶に参じました。
On the game board, Beato and I met Dlanor. But those were the game pieces of those witches. They weren't Beato and me ourselves.
だからわざわざここまでバトラ君とベアトに挨拶に来てくれたのですか？相変わらず律儀な子ですね。
Well, if she's gonna get involved with the game, why not meet everyone that's a part of the game, regardless of how much they're active in the game or not?
私の流儀です。はじめまして、ミスター・バトラー。ドラノール・エノックスと申します。敵対する役ではありますが、よろしくお願いいたします。
おう、後ろ宮バトラーだ。よろしく頼むぜ。
はじめまして、ミス・ベアトリーチェ。ドラノール・エノックスと申します。
ベアト、お前に挨拶してるぜ。歓迎するとさ。
ありがとうございます。ミス・ベアトリーチェ。
The witch and the inquisitor, whose job it was to hunt witches, greeted each other around the tea tables, surrounded by the aroma of black tea. It was a strange sight. Vergilia made gold butterflies appear from the palms of her hands, and transformed them into a teapot and a can of tea leaves. It was a very witch-like way of preparing tea. She was a witch, so it wasn't a particularly unusual sight. Though I was a bit concerned about whether Dlanor, an Inquisitor, could allow herself to watch such a spectacle. Uh-oh.
ご安心を。私は振る舞われる紅茶の立て方に口を挟むほど無粋ではありません。
魔法で紅茶を入れているのにか？
物陰に紅茶の道具があり、 私たちに隠れてミセス・バルギリアが紅茶を入れている。それを魔法で入れたと私たちが解釈判断し物語に記した。ノックス第9条でも認められる解釈です。
What was the ninth again? I'm not sure if they said the ninth commandment yet. I don't know what the ninth commandment is, so I'm just gonna say that yes, it follows it.
おやおや、9条の解釈は大法院でもタブー視されるほどのデリケートな問題のはず。私的発言とはいえ、首席異端審問官の発言と知られれば首が飛ぶかもしれませんよ。
She wouldn't be the first one of her family line for it to be sacked.
私がどのような解釈を記そうとも。
Oh, jeez. Okay. Wow. I should not be laughing at my own joke, but yet I am. I think I'm funny. I really do.
ミセスの紅茶の味を何ら偽ることにはなりません。ですから私はその立て方を気にすることはないのです。
ほう。
Though she looked cold, she was a surprisingly tactful person. If Dlanor were to deny that the black tea had been prepared with magic, this magic would surely be crushed in an instant. However, even if it was depicted that a tea set existed here, and Virgilia had used it to make the tea normally, the result, that Virgilia had made tea, would still remain unchanged. I have a feeling that all of the things that they're saying right here can apply to Goda. In just some weird-ass way, like, if there was like a scene where we actually, were able to understand how Goda makes his food, he can make it with his magic because he's magical Goda chef. Huh. Are these lines right here alluding to Goda? I'm joking. But, okay, Goda just came into my head. Goda came into my head because of the way they're talking about magic and cooking. Though they're talking about tea making, but tea making technically is a part of cooking, but it's like a certain, specification of a type of cooking. Culinary experts will probably not be happy with me saying that. I don't think a lot of culinary experts or tea experts are happy with me saying that cooking and tea making are similar. I mean, you're making something that's going to be consumed, so it's kind of similar. Not the same, but kind of similar. I'm just going to continue on before I make any more culinary experts angry.
結果を闇に閉ざす魔法は邪悪です。私たちは許さない。しかし、家庭を包む魔法は邪悪とは限りません。私の敵は邪悪であって魔法そのものではないのです。
なるほどな。紅茶のもてなしが出てくることが重要なんであって。
There it is.
その立て方についてどうこう突っ込まないのが客の礼儀ってわけか。
That's right. It's common courtesy to be grateful for tea that someone makes for you. There's nothing elegant about pushing your way into the kitchen and poking around through the tea-making process. Yep, no, there's no avoiding it. This is referring to Goda. This is definitely referring to Goda.
台所は客人を招く場所ではありません。そしてそこよりの配膳はもてなしの心で美しく飾られるべきです。どうぞ、暑いですよ。
Seriously. All that's in my mind right now is they're talking about cooking and magic is fucking Goda. Why does everything just seemingly lead up to just fucking magical Goda chef? Sunny spots.
ありがとうです。砂糖とミルクも欲しいです。
まだストレートでは飲めませんか？
子供なので甘くないとダメです。
魔法ってのは優しい嘘なのか。
What else would magic be, Balor?
嘘というと聞こえが悪いですね。日本語で表現する場合は就職と呼んだ方がよりふさわしいでしょう。
子供に飴を与えるとき、ポケットの中でぐしゃぐしゃになったのを出して与えるのと、素敵な手品を見せてそこから飴を出して与えたのでは、与える感情が全く違うはずです。
Episode 2. Episode 2. This is so referring to episode 2. Crushed up candy from one of your pockets? Or use a sleight of hand to produce the candy? Oh my gosh. They're definitely referring to episode 2 with Maria out in the rose garden.
そりゃ手品でポンと飴を出された方がこじゃれてていいよな。
違います。飴を与えるという結果に対し、より美しく楽しい就職を与えたことに意味があるのです。
マリアちゃんに飴をあげるとき、ポケットから出して与えるのと、普段から良い子にしていたから妖精さんが持ってきてくれたと言ってこっそりポケットに忍ばせるのは全く違うという意味ですよ。
それを全員のアリバイを調べて、誰がポケットに忍ばせたのか調べ上げて特定するのは、私は無粋なことと思っています。飴を受け取り少女が喜んだという結果こそが重要です。そして少女を喜ばせるために就職されたことが意味あることなのです。
意外だな。魔法と名がつけば全否定みたいな感じで登場しやがったの。
No. Dlanor is actually kind of cool.
異端審問官としてはそう振る舞います。職務ですので。ですが職務を離れているときはそこまで冷酷になりたくありません。
勤務中は市場は持ち込まないってわけか。うん、できるやつだな。
異端審問官として魔女を狩るのは仕事です。しかし一個人としては魔女を憐れんでいます。しかし異端審問官としては無慈悲に断罪します。結果において私は魔女たちを処刑するのに変わりはない。私の憐れみなど所詮は無駄な就職に過ぎません。あってもなくても何も変わらない。ならなくてもいい。
そんなことはありませんよ。結果が同じでも心が違えば大きく意味が異なることもあります。あなたの母が焼いたクッキーは優れたパティシエが作るクッキーよりきっと美味しかったはず。
Yeah.
それは心が込められていることを知っているからですよ。
そうだな。結果が同じに見えても真心ってやつがあるかないかで意味は全然変わるかもしれねえぜ。
そうでしょうか。私の心などあってもなくても何の意味もない。
Dlanor's gaze fell to her cup, a little sadly.
なことはね。今の話を聞いて俺はお前の見方を少し変えたぞ。だから心が無意味なんてことは絶対にねえ。
Virgilia was a little surprised to hear the words she should have said coming from Balor's mouth. After all, understanding the heart was the first step towards magic's true nature. Perhaps Balor was unconsciously starting to understand, bit by bit, the essence of Beato, the essence of witches, and the very first essence of all, the essence of magic. Whether you want to become a witch or vanquish them, the very first step is learning about magic. So Balor is learning magic. He's kind of going in the direction that Angie was going in episode 4. So I wouldn't say for 100% sure that Balor, is starting to believe in magic, but he's starting to believe in the concept of magic for other people. Like the interpretation of what is magic for this person and that person. I have a feeling that Balor is coming to a similar understanding as Angie. That's what's going on here, I think. Virgilia was sure that she felt this faint change within Balor. Okay. That clarification was good because I was not for sure whether or not Balor was controlling Balor there, or if it was someone else. It definitely would not have been Burncastle. So yeah, okay. That was Lambdadelta's doing. Wait a second. Why did Bandicam crash? God damn it, not again. Why did Bandicam suddenly, disappear? Why is everything on my computer crashing? What the hell is happening? Are you fucking serious, man? Well, everyone, I'll be back in a second. Alright, so I was able to rescue that file. I'm still very annoyed. Wait. Oh no. 1 second. 1 second. Ignore what just happened there. Nothing happened. Wait a second, didn't I make a save file? Yeah, nothing happened. Nothing happened right there. Nothing happened. I was able to rescue that file. I was able to rescue the file that, had been corrupted earlier. So I don't think there's gonna be... I went past the point I was supposed to be at again. Oh my god. One more time. Alright, this was around the point where, I'm supposed to be. Yeah, this is around the point. Absolutely. So, let's just get back to, the conversation between Balor, Dlanor, and Virgilia.
今の話を聞いて、俺はお前の見方を少し変えたぞ。だから、心が無意味なんてことは絶対にねえ。
Virgilia was a little surprised to hear the words she should have said coming from Balor's mouth. After all, understanding the heart was the first step towards magic's true nature. Perhaps Balor was unconsciously starting to understand, bit by bit, the essence of Beato, the essence of witches, and the very first essence of all, the essence of magic. Whether you want to become a witch or vanquish them, the very first step is about learning magic. The very first step is learning about magic. The first time I read that line, I did it a lot better, but that footage is gone. Other than my webcam footage, most of that was gone. I read this line better the first time. I'm sorry. Virgilia was sure that she felt this faint change within Balor.
先ほどの戦いではありがとうございました。最後の最後に慈悲を与えてくれたこと、感謝いたします。
俺は俺じゃねえぜ。ラムダデルタが操ってたんだ。
I joined in on the 5th game partway through. At this point in the story, I still hadn't joined. So up until the point when I did join, the piece me is probably being controlled by Burncastle or Lambdadelta.
あいつらどういう気まぐれだろうな。妙にかっこよくしてくれやがって。あれじゃまるで俺が ベアトを助けに来たナイト様みてえじゃないか。
ラムダデルタ教は魔女と人間のそれぞれが均衡しドローゲームとなることを望んでいます。エリカの登場により天秤が人間側に大きく傾いたので、ベアトに加担するように物語を操ったのでしょう。
それは知っています。しかしコマはできないことはできない。そして本来の性格にふさわしい行為を得意とする。
That's what some of you in the comments have told me. That's what some of you in the comments have told me.
だからあれは確かにあなたのバトラの成し得たことです。だからあなたに感謝するのです。
何もしてねえのに褒められるってのは妙な気分だな。ゲームがもう少し進めば俺の駒も俺が操るようになるだろうよ。その時にも優しく手加減するかはわからねえぜ。
私も同じです。次に太刀を交える時は遅れは取りません。
上等だ。相手してやるぜ。全力で来い。
約束します。全力です。
Alright, the beginning of a new rivalry has begun. Dlanor. I thought she was an emotionless killer doll without a heart. But maybe she actually is pretty approachable. Though of course, neither of us will show any mercy when fighting on the game board. For a while, we gazed at the rain-drenched rose garden as we quietly enjoyed our tea.
一つ謝らねばなりません。
Dlanor suddenly murmured something.
何がだ。さっきの戦いのことならもうノーサイドだぜ。お互い全力で戦ったろ。勝ち負けは時の運だぜ。
いいえ、時の運ではありません。
Which in gold, symbolic.
それに任せられなかったから私は謝罪に訪れたのです。
何の話だ。
勝ちを譲ったということですね。
Virgilia spoke softly, without hesitating in her knitting. Oh, she's still knitting.
はい、ミスター・バトラー。
ミスターはかゆいぜ。バトラでいい。
バトラー、謝罪します。私たちは全力ではありませんでした。
分かっていますよ。金蔵は全ゲーム開始時に死亡している。すでにベアトによって語られている真実です。あの戦いはバトラ君には引き分けに持ち込めれば上々。勝ち目は絶対にないはずの戦いでした。
そうだな。一言そう言われちまえばそれで終わっちまう戦いだった。
But how could that be explained for the pieces? Or no, the pieces don't even matter, do they?
なぜその赤を使わなかった。まさかステイルメイトだからとでも言うのか。
ノックス第2条、探偵方法に超自然能力の使用を禁ず。その赤き真実を私たちは直接使うことができません。しかし窓が交互に開かれたことはないという赤き真実を私は窓を守っていたコーネリアに持たせていました。
ドーン。そいつでチェックメイトだ。どうしてあの姉ちゃんがその切り札を切らなかった。
金系。我が赤が破れる道理はなし。 そなたの望み叶うことなしと知りたまえ。
Though she had fought calmly up until that point, she quickly got flustered when I dashed forwards. I'd thought that she had been frightened by my sudden attack, but the truth was different. Even though she held the trump card, which could completely repel me, she suddenly became unable to use it, and hesitated.
わかりません。突然あの瞬間に切り札の使用が禁じられたのです。それを失った時点であなたの勝利は約束されました。
Oh! So, they couldn't even say it. It wasn't that they, it wasn't that they, didn't use it because they forgot to use it or were too scared to use it. It was because they were not allowed to by some unseen force. Huh. Interesting.
ゲームマスターラムダデルタ教の干渉でしょう。
Of course! Of course, that's, yeah, no, you know what? That makes a lot more sense. That makes a lot more sense. Damn it, Lambdadelta.
あいつめ、結局あの戦いは全てラムダデルタの手のひらでの茶番ってわけかよ。俺たちはあいつの筋書き通りにお芝居をやらされたってわけだ。
Wait, is that allowed? Like, to stop someone from saying the red truth? Like, if it's not said, you can continue on the scene, but if it's said, it can stop the scene. But the thing is, shouldn't the red truth be able to be said? Or they could refrain from saying it and save it for later. That might be it. They can refrain from saying it and save it for later. Okay, no, that actually can work. No, wait. Can you force someone not to say the red truth? Like, they didn't do anything against the truth. The only thing they did against it was not say it. But is Lambdadelta technically allowed to do that? Huh.
不愉快とは思います。しかし全力で来いとおっしゃられたバトラにそれを打ち明けぬわけにはいきませんでした。許してください。
No, that's good to know. That's good to know that Lambdadelta is pulling some strings.
それでもあなたは切り札を失っても残されたカードで全力で戦いましたよ。あなたを非難など誰にできるでしょう。
そうだな。むしろ余計なことをしやがってと。
There we go.
ラムダデルタを怒るべきだぜ。
There we go. She could be a lovable troll, but come on, that's just mean. That's just mean. Forcing the red truth not to be said when someone's trying to say it. Come on, that's just mean, Lambdadelta.
金蔵が存在しないのはすでに確定事項のはず。ラムダデルタ教もベルンカステル教もそれをよくご存知のはずです。なのに2人とも金蔵が存在する余地を残してゲームを進めています。まるで2人で結託して金蔵を否定させないかのようです。
Interesting. Very interesting.
つまりじい様をわざと逃がしたと。
はい。何かの意図があるに違いありません。
Full control of the game? Maybe. Huh. I mean, I can understand why Lambdadelta doesn't want to use that truth, but I can't understand Burn Castles. I can't understand Burn Castles not wanting to, confirm Kinzo's, death. They obviously really enjoy the game board that they're playing on, so maybe they're just trying to, fully alter it so that it's no longer Beato and, Balor's game, and it's their own game now that they can play around with. Like, I'm gonna be honest here, it seems like every single magical being is having the time of their life with the game board, other than, well, Beato. Beato does not seem to be having a lot of fun, but everyone else, they seem to be having a lot of fun. Interesting.
確かに少しおかしいですね。ラムダデルタ教とベルンカステル教は魔女が優勢にならない限り 対立する関係にあるはず。
Unless they, want to steal the game in its entirety.
現在の流れでは2人が結託することは考えがたいのですが。
Yeah, they definitely want to steal this game in its entirety. No, I can't think of anything else. Like, I keep on flipping the chessboard from their perspective, and, in a way, by, not letting the whole Kinzo is dead be set in red, in a way that will make the game continue on. If Burn Castle drops Kinzo is dead at any point, well, that completely destroys this 5th game. So they want the game to continue on. They want to keep on, having control over Beito's game. That's why they're not saying it. Plus, also, well, come on. That's way too simple of an answer for that situation in the study. That's way too simple of an answer. So I can understand why, they did not want to drop that trump card.
私には何か邪悪な目的があるように思えてなりません。それをお伝えしたくて私はここまで参りました。
お前、そんなことのためにわざわざここまで来てくれたのか。
はい。ですので私はもう用事を終えました。これにて失礼しようと思います。ゲームもじきに再開するでしょう。エリカと今後のゲームを打ち合わせねばなりませんので。
Dlanor gulped down the last for black tea and stood up.
次は第2の番の戦いにて。
No! Oh no! Oh no, I have a feeling that, Hideyoshi's not gonna have a great time. You know what? I kind of forgot Hideyoshi is gonna die. I kind of forgot Hideyoshi is gonna be killed off.
そこにて私は再び無慈悲の太刀を振り上げるでしょう。ですからどうかバトラも私に慈悲などかけぬように。
わかってるぜ。手加減なんかしたらこっちの頭が叩き割られちまうぜ。
ゲーム版での私はベルンカステル教の駒フルドエリカの手先も同然です。これからも敵として何度も立ちはだかるでしょう。しかし私の心は本来中立です。いや忘れてください。そんなことはあなたと私の関係においては何の意味もない。
あるぜ。強敵であることは間違いないが、あんたをムカつきはしなくなった。エリカのやつは最高にムカつく。
Well, I mean, Dlanor actually, has compassion even for the people she's going against. Erika, she doesn't have compassion for the people she works with, I bet.
よかった。私もフルドエリカにはムカついています。
Dlanor's expression finally softened slightly. At the very last moment, it felt as though we finally understood each other.
フルドエリカはとても邪悪な存在です。先ほどの敗北で面目を潰され復讐心に燃えたぎっています。何を企んでいるのか私にも分かりません。ですがろくなことのわけがない。注意してください。
ベルンカステルの駒って時点で気を許す気はないぜ。
Dlanor nodded, as though satisfied, left the eaves of the arbor, and walked out into the rain.
あのような邪悪の手先を務めることになろうとは。どうして私はこの世界に呼ばれたのか。
Dlanor let out a small sigh. Pieces can do nothing except fulfill the function they have been given. And that function is given to them by the one who controls them. she probably can't disobey Burncastle, the player in control of her.
呼んだのはベルンカステル教かもしれない。しかしこの世界に受け入れたのはベアトです。この子が望まなければあなたは迷路庭園を抜けここへは至れなかったのだからね、ベアト。
ミス・ベアトリーチェ、あなたは私に何を求められるのか。邪悪の手先としての私があなたの何かに応えられるならば幸いなのですが。
She spoke to Beato, but of course, there was no response. After bowing once more, and thanks for the black tea, Dlanor disappeared off into the rainy rose garden.
この黄金鏡にはベアトが望まない限り誰もたどり着けないのか。
ええ、ドラノールをここへ呼んだのはこの子なのですよ。
ベアトがあいつをここへ呼び俺に会わせたのか。
But I know of a person who reached this place despite Beato's wishes. Angie! Angie! In the last game, Angie reached this place by herself, even though she was an uninvited guest. Was that also something Beato desired?
ここに私がいてあなたがいることもベアトがいることも、そしてドラノールが招かれたことも、すべてはこの子が望んだことなのです。ドラノールとあなたが過ごしたこのささやかな紅茶の時間さえも。
That means... I felt my house shake a little bit. I did not know that there was a loud helicopter flying by. Interesting. Very interesting. Anyways. So, what I'm getting at here is, Beato wished for Angie to appear in the Golden Land. Back in episode 4, she wished for Angie's appearance. That's very interesting. She let Dlanor in. She also let Angie in. It feels like she's trying to give a bunch of messages to Balor. It feels like she's trying to give a bunch of messages to him. I think with Dlanor, like, okay, I probably can understand why she let Dlanor in, and that the reason for that is for Balor to realize that Dlanor is not a full-on enemy for life. She's just an enemy on the board, and that she's being forced to be there by Burncastle and Lambdadelta. And also, well, I think she wants him to know the fact that the game is completely being destroyed by those two witches. By what Dlanor told him, because they're preventing her from saying red. Yeah, she is preventing them from saying red truths, and they're making a mockery of the game board that Beatrice had made. So yeah, things are coming together now. That's why she let Dlanor in, so that Balor will know that Dlanor is not exactly a full-on enemy to him and her. It's just that she's on a job. A forced job, by the way, since she's a piece. And she also wants him to know that, Lambdadelta and Burncastle are really fucking things up. So for Angie, I don't understand why she let Angie in. Maybe she wanted Balor to, be influenced by Angie's appearance himself, so that he can continue on the game with her, because she never intended on this game for lasting forever. I think she wants to lose to Balor, so that Balor can, finally get to an understanding of what she's trying to tell him through this game. I think that's obvious. All what I said there was obvious, but I wanted to say my thoughts out loud.
ベアト、俺はあいつから何を知れと言うんだ。
I'm already a bunch of moves ahead of you, man.
それがお前の心臓を探し出し、安らかに眠らせることと関係があるのか。
Dlanor, a Nox. The natural enemy of witches. Inquisitor. A vanguard of mystery, who denies fantasy. Is she here to help me? Gouge out your heart? And arrest your breathing? Intriguing. Very intriguing.
立ってください。
Uh-oh.
片足で。
Alright.
Oh no, please don't be too mad at Cornelia. Don't do this.
Cornelia slowly got up and stood on one leg, as she had been ordered. Her hands were clasped behind her back. Alright. This looks so weird on the camera, but I'm doing it. Because she had been ordered to do so. Then, with a loud thump, Erika shoved her from behind with both hands. Oh, you asshole! Cornelia landed on the floor, face first with a thud. No, I'm not doing an example of that.
立ってください。片足で。
No, Erika, no. Erika, no. Cornelia rose shakily. Then, once again, she stood on one leg, as she had been ordered. She had been ordered not to try to keep her balance. So she had fallen on her face, over and over again. Black Liliana. She had barely managed to protect her nose, but after smashing against the floor so many times, her face was bright red. She wasn't shedding any tears. No, she couldn't shed them. Because she was forbidden to even do that.
立ってください。
God damn it.
片足で。
Thump. Thud.
立ってください。
You bitch!
片足で。
You bitch! Come on! You bitch! Stop! God dang it. Erika repeated this falling torture over and over again. At times like this, Erika hated counting things. So she decided that, when she ran out of fingers to keep count on, she would just keep on going until she lost interest. However, Erika's main redeeming feature was that she never lost interest in anything. So the torture continued on without end. God damn it, Erika! Stop! Erika didn't know the truth of why Cornelia had been unable to fully protect the window. Oh no. Dlanor, please tell her. Please tell her. Please tell her. So the whole time since then, she had been criticizing her, blaming her entirely for their defeat.
近景謹んで申し上げ奉る。コーネリアの咎を許したまえ。すでに彼女の咎のみそぎには十分なりや。
ああ、そうですか。では、ここからはあなたが代わってください。
ガートルードに咎はなきなりや。
ガートルード、立ってください。片足で。両手は後ろで組むように。
Okay, what kind of labor crimes is Erika committing here? I think workplace abuse is a labor crime? Or do Inquisitors not have a union? Do Inquisitors not have a union? I think they need to form their union to file complaints about what happens. But they are pieces, so I guess they can't really deny their masters since they're pieces. At the same time, though, after the game, when they're no longer pieces, I wonder how much Erika could be sued for abuse. I know. I'm putting on things from real life into fantasy, but you know what? Hey, Erika, since you like realism so much, it's time for you to get sued for workplace abuse. Gertrude followed the order and claps her hands behind her back, standing on one leg.
耐えて踏みとどまってはダメですよ。膝を折ることも許しません。涙をこぼすことも許しませんから。いいですね。御意。ガートルード。
Erika took her time, walking behind Gertrude. She was even enjoying making her wonder when she'd push. At that moment, Cornelia and Gertrude burst out. Yeah, I'm gonna repeat that. At that moment, Gertrude and Cornelia burst in a bright light and disappeared. Dlanor had returned at some point, and had sent them back to heaven for the time being. Erika, who'd had her fun spoiled, directed an openly malicious expression at Dlanor.
Miss Erika, 我が部下のトガは上司の私が背負います。どうか部下をお許しください。
I feel bad for you, Dlanor, but at least you're a better boss. At least you're a good boss. You won't be sued for, you won't be sued for, labor abuse. Workplace abuse, yeah.
No, thank you です。お仕置きってのは苦痛を与えるから意味があるんです。傷一つつかない無痛覚の人形女など面白くもなんともありません。
Erika slowly grabbed hold of the back of Dlanor's hair and tugged on it unrelentingly. Dlanor's neck tilted slightly. Oh my god, I cannot read. Dlanor's neck tilted unnaturally backwards, creaking. I don't even know where slightly came from.
傷はつきませんが、傷つきはします。
あんたに傷つく心なんてあるわけもないです。魔女狩り殺人人形の分際で私に口答えする気ですか？大ベルンカステル教の使者にして分身のこの私に。
And you're also pompous.
いいえ。
Being a piece probably sucks. And wait, hold on. Isn't Erika a piece herself? Uh-oh.
あんたらが使えないから私がベルンカステル教にお叱りを受けるんです。二度と無様な真似は見せないでください。いいですね。
Still does not give you an excuse to be an asshole. That does not give you an excuse to be an asshole. Though I bet Burncastle can be pretty scary when she's mad. She pulled back the hair she had grabbed even more strongly. This didn't cause Dlanor any physical pain, but she couldn't clearly feel Erika. She could clearly feel Erika's ill will. One more drink. I'm gonna repeat that line. I don't know how, but I just suddenly cannot read for a second. I can't even speak. What is my mind? This didn't cause Dlanor any physical pain, but she could clearly feel Erika's ill will.
失礼しました。お許しください。
クズが。
Oh, but you are. With a sound like touch string snapping, She ripped out several strands of Dlanor's hair. Oh my god. Fuck you. Then, Erika waved her hand about as though trying to shake off something dirty that had gotten stuck to it.
まあいいです。これで終わりにします。ようやく私の怒りも収まり、灰色の脳細胞がうずいてきましたから、あの使えない2人を呼び戻して現場の再構築をしてください。推理ゲームを始めましょう。
わかりました。ガートルード、コーネリア。
御意。
Totem Bloom. The two of them reappeared behind Dlanor and reconstructed the crime scene for Erika, the one who had just been tormenting them.
金蔵の失踪なんて第一の番のおまけでしかありません。さあ第一の番の検証を始めましょう。とその前に、実は私たちは殺人事件の発生以前から一つの謎を突きつけられていることをご存知ですか？
Oh yeah. The epitaph. Is that what she's referring to?
はい。昨夜の24時の何者かのノックによって現れた片翼のわしの刻まれた手紙です。
That too.
そうです。一見物語はその瞬間に人間の誰にも不可能であったと語り、未知の魔女が存在しているかのような幻想を作り出しています。まずはこの魔女幻想を叩き潰すことから始めましょう。手紙が届けられた昨晩の食堂の状況から確認していきます。
了解です。ガートルード、コーネリア、昨晩の食堂の親族会議を再構築。
御意。
The family conference last night was conducted with the adult relatives and Valor present. And partway through, the servants arrived to serve tea.
手紙が現れた瞬間の全員の立ち位置を確認しましょうか。どうなってましたっけ？
近景、謹んで申し上げる。親族会議以前にエリカ、ジョージ、ジェシカ、マリア、南條、ゴーダ、熊沢は屋敷より退出しゲストハウスへ移動したものなり。
近景、謹んで申し上げる。残りはクラウス、夏日、源氏の3人のみが2階廊下におり、それ以外の全員は食堂におりしこと申し上げ立てまつる。
屋敷は親族会議に先んじて全て施錠されていたため、それ以外の人間は屋敷に入ることができません。
おやおや、それでは屋敷内の誰にも食堂の扉をノックして手紙を置くことはできないということになりますね。
そうなります。その人物こそが手紙を記した魔女ベアトリーチェであるとの魔女側の主張でしょう。
バカバカしい、くだらないトリックです。手紙が24時の瞬間に置かれた保証はありません。それ以前にもう置かれていたと考えるのが常識的です。
手紙が発見されるほんの数分前にシャノンとカノンを9時に呼んでいます。2人を迎え入れる際、廊下に手紙などの不審物が一切なかったことを複数が確認しています。
100万人いなかったクラウス、夏日、源氏のうちの誰かがその直後に隙を見て手紙を置いただけのことでしょう。いえいえ、ゲストハウスにいたはずの人物でも可能です。屋敷は施錠され、外部の人間は入れなかったそうですが、ゲストハウスに戻ったふりをして屋敷内にこっそりと隠れていた人間がいたなら、その人物が手紙を置いたとしても何ら問題はありません。
金形青き真実有効なり
Alright, I was wondering if she was gonna try denying it with the red, or if she was gonna validate the blue.
となると問題はノックです。手紙と違いノックの瞬間にその場に存在しなくてはなりません。
なるほど。それこそが魔女という名のいないはずの人物が存在する証拠だと？実にバカバカしいにも程があります。その程度でこのフルドエリカが屈服するとでも？まずノックが確かに食堂の扉を叩いたものなのか疑います。例えばですが、屋敷の構造上2階の特定の柱を叩くと音が柱を伝わり、食堂の人間はあたかも扉をノックされたかのように誤認してしまうとか、あるいは偶然何かの音をノックと聞き間違え同様に誤認してしまうとか。
But isn't finding a note on the other side of the door a little bit convenient? Unless someone was hitting on the pillar from the upstairs. That, you know what? No, okay, still, that's still valid.
あるいはノック音を録音したテープがこっそり再生されていて、
Rudolph had pulled out the tape player.
それがちょうどあのタイミングで聞こえるように細工されていたのかもしれない。いずれにせよ扉の向こうに誰もいなくてもノックを聞かせる方法なんていくらでも考えられます。いかがです、我が主、我が推理。
だそうだけどいかが？
ベルの可愛い子もが精一杯頑張って考えた青き真実みたいだから
Crush them! Crush them!
気前よく赤き真実をサービスしちゃう。
Yes! Wreck her! Wreck her, Lambdadelta!
まずは手紙から行こうかしら。24時の大時計の鐘の時に鳴ったノック、そして扉を開けたらそこに置かれていた片翼の足の封筒の手紙。客間にいなかった人間がこっそりと廊下に置いていったのだろうという想像は実に王道よね。クラウス、夏日、源氏の3人は、
Yes.
その手紙に触れてさえいない。
Yes!
へえ、じゃあシャノン・カノンが給仕に訪れて扉を閉じる瞬間に最後に食堂に入った最後尾の人間は誰？例えばカノンとか。最後尾のカノンが扉を閉めるときにこっそりポトリと手紙を落とせば簡単じゃない。
He was the one who discovered it. He was the one who discovered the letter.
食堂の全員の誰も、いえ、もっとシンプルな言い方をするわ。24時の時点で屋敷内にいた誰一人、あの手紙を廊下に置いた者はいないわ。
触れた者はいないという言い方はできないわけ。
You have to be playing that card.
そり
Alright.
ゃそうでしょう。
Oh!
彼らは拾って触れたわ。
Oh.
触れてないとまでは言えるわけない。
なるほど。じゃあこういう解釈だわ。24時の時点で屋敷外に存在した何者かがあらかじめ手紙を廊下以外の場所に置いたのよ。そして何らかの方法でそれが移動して最終的に廊下に置かれ
た。仮の想像ですが、例えば使用人たちが押してきたお茶の道具を積んだ配膳車の下部の裏側に貼り付けられていたとか、それは時間が経てば剥がれてしまうような簡単な接着。それはやがて剥がれ落ちて存在しないはずの魔女が置いていった手紙となる。つまり時間差で手紙が現れるようにすることで真の差出人がその時刻にアリバイを作ろうとする古典的トリックです。
Which means whoever sent the letter had to have been a servant. Because who else would have access to the self-serving cards enough so that they could sneak a lighter on there that would fall off.
金系青き真実有効なりや
Thank you, Gertrude.
ちょうど都合よく食堂の扉の前に落ちたのは犯人にとって幸運だっただけということ。下手をすればそこは厨房か廊下かはたまた食堂の中だったかもしれません。はあ、グッド。食堂の中ならば随分と素敵ですね。全員の監視の中、突然床に手紙が現れる。食堂という密室に忽然とその場の誰も触れていないという赤を維持したまま。
お見事です。配膳者の下部に手紙を貼り付ける行為なら誰が犯人でも可能です。
手紙についてはまずね。でもそれと同じ論法がノックについても通用するかしら。じゃあもう一度同じやり取りをしようかしら。
どうぞ。
クラウス、夏日、源氏の3人はノックをしていない。これは扉だけはノックしていないという限定的な意味じゃないわよ。音が伝わる柱だろうと録音したカセットテープの再生ボタンだろうと、そのノック音を生み出したことは断じてないという意味。無論直接的にも間接的にも意図的にも偶発的にも無意識的にもね。
すでにくさびを打ってるけど繰り返すわ。クラウス、夏日、源氏たち3人以外の誰かがノック、あるいはノックと誤認させる音を発生させたのかもしれない。
金家謹んで申し上げ奉る。24時の時点で2階廊下にいたクラウス、夏日、源氏の3人と食堂にいた全員以外の一切の人間は屋敷内に存在しなかった旨申し上げ奉る。
金系謹んで申し上げる。クラウス、夏日、源氏の3人に加え食堂の全員もまたノックしていないこと申し上げる。このノックとはノック音を生み出す直接的、間接的、意図的、無意識的、偶発的な全てを含めるものなり。
A direct knock refers to someone literally hitting a door to make a knocking sound. An intentional knock refers to someone creating a fake knocking sound with intent to make it appear that someone knocked. An unintentional knock refers to someone unintentionally creating a fake knocking sound. A coincidental knock refers to some kind of coincidence creating a fake knocking sound.
つまり屋敷にいた人物全員がノック音の発生源とはなり得ないという意味です。そしてこの全員とは誰も把握していない観測されていない人物であったとしても含みます。
Anyone who was in the mansion also includes any unknown person X who was secretly hiding in the mansion. Therefore, this literally meant that it was impossible for anyone inside the mansion to knock, with no wordplay allowed.
なるほど。どうひっくり返そうとも、いわゆるゲストハウス組にしかノック音の生成は不可能というわけですね。
What? What?
例えば私、このフルドエリカがカセットテープにノック音を録音し、それをどこかにこっそり仕掛け、ちょうど24時頃に再生されるような仕掛けを施したなら、もちろん24時の時点では屋敷にはいないわけです。これなら何も問題ないじゃないですか。
I mean, that's a good hypothetical statement, but wouldn't that make you the culprit if you were to be the one that did that? Wouldn't that make you the culprit of the mystery, which would go against, I think it was one of the Nox commandments. Which one was it? I don't know which number, but it's against one of the Nox commandments that the detective cannot be the culprit. So, I know that this is hypothetical, so you're not saying that you were the one that did it, but if you did do it, technically, would that make you the culprit? Oh yeah. I'm using your own terminology to go against you, Erika.
問題ないです。
Oh? I thought there would be one.
しかし、扉の前に手紙があればこそ、ノックがその存在を教えるきっかけとなりますが。
Oh, okay, so she can make the knock, but she does not need to be the one who places the letter down, so that doesn't make her a culprit, does it?
もし厨房などに手紙が落下していたら、ノックは手紙の存在を教えるものにはならなかったように思います。
If the trick in Erika's theory about the letter being stuck to the servant card was accurate, then the location that the letter fell was a matter of luck. The people in the dining hall were able to notice it due to the knock only because it had fortunately fallen near the door. However, if the location it fell was a matter of chance, it might have landed in the far-off kitchen, or even remained stuck the entire time. If that had happened, the knock would have been ignored as though they just imagined it. In other words, the knock by itself carries no message at all. Only in combination with the letter. It is not capable of asserting that someone existed there. In that case, the knock can't be combined with the theory of the letter falling from the bottom of a serving cart at a random location. The letter must be reliably positioned on the other side of the door, so that it can be discovered thanks to the knock. However, it was declared in red that no one in the mansion placed the letter in the hallway.
この廊下に置いたという赤ももっと細かく言い直すわ。屋敷内の誰一人手紙を廊下に置いた者はいない。それは直接的、間接的、意図的、偶発的、無意識的、全ての概念。
Okay, now she's crushing that theory, isn't she?
例えば配膳車に停車すると手紙が落ちるという仕掛けがあったと仮定する。これならば食堂の扉でノックするために一度停車するだろうことが事前に予見できるから、うまいこと扉の前に手紙を落とせるように思えるかもしれない。しかしこれもダメなのよ。配膳車を停車させることが廊下に手紙を置くという行為を間接的に示してる。よってこれでは台車を押していたシャノンとカノンが間接的に無意識に置いたことになってしまう。だからこれもダメ。さらに言うと時間が経てば剥がれて落ちる仕掛けもそこまで配膳車を押した人間によって偶発的に無意識に置いたことになってしまう。もちろんこれもダメ。
復唱要求。24時の時点で屋敷以外に存在するのはエリカ、ジョージ、ジェシカ、マリア、南條、ゴーダ、熊沢のみである。
Say, if someone in the dining hall slipped out the window just for the instant of midnight, and didn't exist in the mansion at that time. With a bit of wordplay like that, it might be possible to get around the red truth.
復唱要求？気前よく赤をサービスしてるからってちょっと欲張りすぎじゃない？私、ベアトみたいにバカじゃないから相手の求める復唱にペラペラ答えたりなんかしないわよ。
今度お風呂でマシュマロとコンペイトーのスクラブで全身マッサージしてあげるわ。生皮剥げるくらいにゴリゴリと。
Repeat the red. Just repeat the red, Lambda.
絶対よ、約束だからね、ジュルリ。
Alright, no, that's still good. That's still good.
じゃあいいわ、サービスしちゃう。復唱要求に答えるわ。
one second.
24時の時点で屋敷以外に存在するのはエリカ、ジョージ、ジェシカ、マリア、南條、ゴーダ、熊沢のみである。
You fell to Burncastle's trap, but it was well worth it. In other words, try as you might, those 8 people, including Erika, cannot exist inside the mansion, much less in front of the door. And at the same time, try as you might, those who are inside the mansion cannot exist outside the mansion.
なら配膳車ではなく廊下の天井に手紙を貼り付けてあったのかもしれません。 廊下の天井は案外高いから堂々と貼り付けてあっても誰も気づかないかもしれない。
I think Erika might be getting a little cornered. I dropped the cap of my water bottle, so I wanted to pause for a second just to grab it. There we go.
これなら廊下に落ちるのは確定的。そしてそれを屋敷外の人物が行ったなら赤も潜れる。グッと私
金慶、謹んで申し上げる。廊下天井に手紙が存在したことはなきなりや。
金慶、謹んで申し上げる。配膳者に手紙が触れたことはなきと知りたまえ。知らないです、そんなこと。とにかく屋敷以外の人間が何かのトリックであそこに手紙を置いてみせたんです。
And how did they do that?
あの手紙とノックでベアトリーチェを存在させようなどという目論見はこのフルドエリカには断じて通用しません。
金慶、謹んで申し上げる。屋敷以外の全員は親族会議開始後屋敷内にて何を行うことに。
Oh shit! Get cornered!
じゃあ親族会議以前に屋敷以外の何者かが何らかの仕掛けを施したのよ。
What's the gimmick?
天井と配膳者以外でです。金慶、青き真実、無効ナリア。
It wasn't even in blue!
なんでですか。それしかないでしょ。天井と配膳者以外の何かに屋敷以外の誰かが何か仕掛けをしたのよ。
Seems like you're not using your gray cells enough. No worries, I'm on the same boat.
金慶、その何かを特定もしくは仮定せぬ限り青き真実とは認められぬものなり。
金慶、手紙についてのエリカ教の青き真実は全て失われたものなの。
全て失われたですって。言い方にもう少し気を使ってください。使えない家具の皆さん、その仕掛けを思いつきさえすれば即座にチェックメイトなんです。
Yes, but you need to think of a trick.
それを全て失われた。この探偵フルドエリカによくもそんな口を。
Well, as a detective, you need to, get some proof behind your statements. Erika's face twisted. These words that seemed to deny Erika's deductions, were the worst form of torture and humiliation for her. No, Erika said, no. Oh my god. These words that seemed to deny Erika's deductions, were the worst form of torture and humiliation for her. Wow, how did I forget the most important word of that line? The line of that line I cannot read.
Miss Erika.
This whole video, I've been a terrible Let's Reader. I don't know how this happened. What has happened to me?
手紙の謎は一度保留してはいかがです。ノックの推理、屋敷以外の何者かがカセットテープなどで聞かせたとする青きくさびは未だに有効です。音が可能なら手紙もまた不可能ではないはず。
As Erika made to grab and pull Gertrude's hair, Dlanor stopped her with those words.
そうです。ノックについては私の青き真実、未だ有効なはずです。全てを否定されてなんていません。我が主、手紙の謎は必ずや解いてみせます。お時間の猶予をお許しください。しかしノックの謎については確かにここに屋敷以外の人物がカセットテープなどでノック音を聞かせる仕掛けを施したとする青きくさびでうがちました。
You know what? I want a lightning flash to appear right now, and for Lambdadelta to say it red, that absolutely crushes, Erika right here. Oh man, I'm having so much joy in seeing Erika be denied of every blue truth she said. And at the same time, I got upset when Balor kept on getting denied earlier in the games. Though you know what? Balor at least is trying to be kind. Erika, she's not kind at all.
本当に可愛い子ね、ベルンのコマは。本当にけなげだわ。
Please deny what you just said in blue.
とりあえず2つの謎のうち1つは降参だけど、1つは解けたからお許しをって叫んでる。どうする？許してあげる？
Oh, you're not gonna deny her? Damn.
そうね。私の駒の分際で降参なんて恥さらし、絶対に許せないところだけれど、一つは解いてみせたのなら今回は多めに見てあげようかしら。我が主。
When Burn Castle said she let it slide, Erika couldn't hide her relief. Oh!
じゃあお仕置きだわ、エリカちゃん。すべての人物はノックオンを誤認することはない。
Thank you.
へえ、何それ。
ノックオンを誤認しないということはつまり、ノックオンによく似た他の音をノックオンと勘違いしたりはしないということよ。柱を叩くとノックに似た音がするなんてのもアウト。ノックオンをカセットテープに録音したとしても、それはもはやノックオンを録音したテープの音であってノックオンではない。だからこれもアウト。つまり実際にあの扉を叩いたノックオンを全員は正確に識別し、絶対に聞き間違いないということよ。あの扉を直接叩く以外のあらゆる音をノックと誤解することは絶対にありえないということ。
そんな。でもそれじゃあの24時の鐘の音の時、扉を叩ける人物が存在しないことになるじゃありませんか。
そうよ、存在しないわよ。だって黄金の魔女ベアトリーチェが叩いたんだもの。
つまりあの扉を叩く以外ごまかしようはないってことね。ならこういうのはどう？扉をノックしてくれる何かの仕掛けとか、
Okay.
自動のドアノッカーみたいな仕掛けがあって、それによって手を触れずにノックすることができたとか。
ノックは人が手で扉を叩くものよ。仕掛けで叩いたなんて認めないわ。24時の鐘の時にノックが聞こえたわ。その時食堂の人物全員が確かにそれを聞いたわ。そして彼らは誰もノックオンを誤認しない。クラウス、夏日、ゲンジの3人はノックに関わっていない。それ以外の人物は誰も屋敷内に存在もしない。そしてノックは直接扉の前に立ち、手で扉を叩く行為を指す。ねえベル、どう？私の赤は。まだ第一の番以前なのになかなかシンプルで遊びがいがあるでしょ。黄金の魔女はノックの音とともに静かに降臨。
お面白いわ。本当に面白いわ、ラムダ。こうでなくっちゃ。ああ、面白い。
The two witches doubled over laughing, as though this was the most fun thing in the world.
若主、ご安心よ。その程度の赤、我が灰色の脳細胞は時間さえ与えられればあら、そう、ありがとう。
I think I cut off Erika's line a little short by mistake. I apologize.
そして失望だわ、エリカ。退屈だわ、エリカ。この私の駒にして分身のあなたにもお手上げなんて
本当に情けなくて笑えるわ。わからないならいつまでも沈黙しててちょうだい。そして分かった時だけ口を開いてちょうだい。あんたなんて所詮は駒。いてもいなくても私がゲームを進めるには支障がないのだから。特に推理が思いつかないならおとなしく駒置き場にでも戻って埃をかぶっててちょうだい。使えない駒は記憶に留めるのも苦痛だわ。
ベルンは忘れっぽいからね。あんたもうちょっと頑張らないとベルンに忘れられちゃうわよ。忘却の駒置き場で永遠に埃にまみれながら決して来ぬ出番を待つのってとっても辛いと思うけれど。ご安心を、大ラムダデルタ卿、そして我が主。必ずやお気に入りいただくことができるよう二度と失望させる活躍を約束いたします。
あら、さすがは私の分身で頼もしいわ。なら本当に頑張ってね。いろいろとあまり活躍がないと私あなたのこと忘れちゃうかもしれないんだから。
As the two witches giggled, they continued discussing the letter and the knock. There was no room for Erika to step in. If she resigned herself to that, she would literally have no place to go, and would be buried in an eternal oblivion. Erika endured with a hideous expression, looking with shame at the back of the master who was ignoring her. With both fists clenched, she thought frantically for some kind of breakthrough. I am the detective. I am Bruto Erika. I am the peace and double and servant of the great Lady Burncastle. I'll definitely make her satisfied. Definitely. Shumir Balor, how dare you humiliate me so? As she stood there, ignored by the witches and shrouded in darkness, it looked like she had been made to go stand on her own in the hallway. And back to the mansion. With the crime in the early morning, we'd completely forgotten about breakfast. So we now had our first meal of the day at a time that could never be called breakfast time. Even Goda-san's wonderful meal, which had supposedly been in the works since yesterday night, provided no comfort. The several empty seats quietly burdened us with pain-filled sadness. Then, in the middle of this meal that felt like a vigil, Erika suddenly stood up. Everyone focused on her to see what was the matter. Her expression was somewhere on the line between invigorated and insane, as though she'd come up with some groundbreaking and strange invention. Oh god.
おい、どうした？大丈夫か？
わかりました。わかりました。
Smiley Sourier.
私にわからないとお思いですか？わかりましたわ。そんなバカなことあるわけがない。
With an ugly expression covered with cold sweat, Erika glared and lashed out at Balor.
分かったって。何が？
あなたが3階の書斎で降りられるわけなんかないじゃないですか。
You're just grasping at straws at everything that's going on here.
私たちは誰一人あんたが飛び降り中庭に着地したところなんて見てないんですから。あなたは中庭からはしごをかけて3階の窓にルドルフさんが登るのを見ていた時、その外壁の構造をよく観察し雨どいなどをうまく伝えば3階の窓から中庭に降りることは不可能じゃないと気づいたんです。あなたは飛び降りてなんかいない。雨どいなどを伝えみっともなく外壁を這い降りたんです。どうです？私の青き真実は。さあ反論は？
反論って？
反論はない。 ならば私の真実は有効ですね。
You're grasping at so many straws.
ほら見たことか。かっこつけて飛び降りたように見えたのは全て幻想。あんたはかっこつけて飛び出し雨どいにしがみついただけなんです。
You're just making an ass of yourself right now. Stop. 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 You're just making an ass of yourself right now. Let everyone eat in peace. And then, after they're done eating, then do this shit. I wish I could say I feel a little bit bad for her, but at the time, she's not giving me any reasons to actually feel bad for her. Maybe no, you know what? She's not giving me any reasons. She's not giving me any reasons, so I'm having so much fun finally having a character that I could just, go all out on. I could go all out on Erika.
あの時の論点は、じいさまが書斎を脱出可能だったかどうかだぜ。
Oh no, wait.
そして、じいさまは窓から抜け出すことも可能だった。俺はそれを証明しただけだぜ。
Oh my god, so it doesn't matter how he did it.
飛び降りようが這い降りようが、それは変わらねえはずだがな。
はぐらかさないでください。人間風情が3階から飛び降りられるはずがないんです。それ見たことか。それ見たことか。
Erika, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
いかがです、我が主、我が推理。
お前疲れてんのか？飯くらい落ち着いて食えよ。
When he escaped to the courtyard through the window, Balor really did use the rain gutter to crawl down the wall, just like Erika said. His hand slipped halfway, and he fell from a considerable height, but he managed to land on his feet without injuring himself. No one witnessed this, but most likely, everyone except Erika, currently in the dining hall, had realized that something like this had happened. No one believed that he jumped down from the third floor window in the first place, even if they hadn't witnessed it directly. So they had no clue what Erika was complaining about and obsessing over all of a sudden, and started to whisper, glancing at her with cold eyes and dubious faces. God, Erika, just take Balor's advice and just don't say anything. You're just making a fool of yourself.
あなたの飛び降りは否定された。私の真実が勝ったんです。私の青き真実は有効です。我が主、それをどうかお認めください。私は無能ではありません。質問もさせません。必ずやこのようにご期待に応えてみせますから、どうかお見捨てにならないでください。
Oh my god, stop! Just stop! Just shut the hell up! Just shut up! Facing someone that might have been somewhere beyond the ceiling, Erika spread her arms and yelled. Then, as if in answer, a massive lightning bolt landed very close by. It was an incredible sound. They could even feel the earth shake. At the same time as that sound, Erika went limp, falling into her seat like a puppet who just had all of his strings cut. Then, as the sound of wind and rain gradually filled the room once again, Erika slowly opened her eyes, as though recovering from a bout of dizziness. Then, she continued eating in silence, as though nothing had happened. I wonder what happened. What did Burn do? As if she had been acting normally the whole time. Didn't Erika just stand up suddenly and ran at someone? Erika continued eating quietly, her behavior so perfectly normal that everyone started to doubt themselves. After seeing her behaving so calmly, everyone convinced themselves that they were totally worn out, and that they must have just hallucinated Erika suddenly yelling. So Erika's sudden transfiguration of a few seconds ago was treated as a daydream, and faded out of everyone's memory. Erika quietly poked at her salad and muttered in a voice so no one can hear.
ありがとうございます、タイベルンカステル卿。我こそはフルダエリカ、我が主の駒にして分身。必ずやあなたのために最高の物語を献上してご覧に入れます。
Smile so yay.
そうそう、やっぱりナイフとフォークって食器として原始的ですよね。お箸が一番です。サラダを最も食べやすいのはお箸だとは思いませんかね、皆さん。
Umineko no Nakukor ni Ichiru. Rondo, no, Nocturne of Truth and Illusions. Alright. Alright. I should probably, closet. Oh! Yeah, the man from 1990. The man from 19 years ago had requested for Natsumi to go into a closet at around 1. That's what he requested. I should probably get some sleep right now. I am not thinking coherently. It's impressive that I managed to make it to the end of this video. Oh my gosh.
Okay.